Hi guys, so we're checking in with you from Warsaw, Poland, pronounced Warsaw locally. We've come to the big park next to the hotel. Oh gosh, give me a 360. This is a beautiful park. We're going to continue going this way, which would take us into the old town, and I think partly into the Jewish quarter, but we're not entirely sure. Should be this way. So we'll check in with you guys really soon. Peace. Beautiful. So here we are at one of the big squares, one of the big Republic kind of gathering areas, and we came across here this war memorial, so I'm going to show it to you guys. As you can see, there's two soldiers standing there. Prefer to be a little quiet closer, so I've come out here so I can tell you, but up closer to that I prefer to be a little quieter. There's all kinds of dates and city names. Must be from all the places where Polish soldiers have died. I'll get a little closer in a second. So we're continuing our trip to the historic Old Town, and the path there that we're taking is actually really nice. This part of the city, you can tell it suddenly kind of goes into a more historic style, and we're passing all these fancy buildings with these fancy wrought iron doors. Really great. Oh, that's awesome. Warsaw, Chopina, Chopin's Warsaw. Oh, that's beautiful. That was really cool. Okay, so we just found out that this building here is actually what you could say is the President's White House. And this was actually the venue for Frédéric Chopin's first public performance on February 24th, 1818. He was 8 years old, he was a child prodigy. And there's a little quote down here about him. But this is great. So the White House and Chopin's first public performance right here, 8 years old. This is awesome. So this church here that's under construction, we just found out that this is actually called the Church of the Carmelites. And it looks like it started construction, it looks like it was built around 1780 by Bernardo Bellotto, and his years were 1721 to 1780. Oh, it'd be interesting to see what it looks like post-construction. Well, that building over there is from 1743. That's awesome. And we're continuing to Stare Miasto, the old town or the old place, 400 meters this way. So we found this church that's right in next to the old town, which is Stare Miasto, which we believe is the center square of it. And we just went inside. It's pretty cool. Very cool architectural building, and it's right next to the central library, which is right over there.
St. Anne's Church.
And this church is called St. Anne's Church. I guess they have live concerts in here, but we will not be attending. Okay, so we are officially in the center of Stare Miasto, the old place. You can see there's the woman with the free walking tour. We're going to join her shortly. There's this loud truck here. And we're going to try to find out exactly what all these interesting places around us are. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm especially curious what this big orange broken wall is here. So as we're walking in the old city, we've seen pictures from our guide, from our free walking tour, of just how much this was destroyed during World War II, bombed to bits. This has, from our understanding, all been rebuilt, sometimes with original materials, but almost all of it's been rebuilt. So we just found out that this right here is the most narrow house in all of the old city. It literally, someone lives there. It looks like it's about 1 meter wide. That's crazy. So we found out this church here was completely destroyed in World War II, and it was rebuilt to be the Gothic style. This famous cross here has a cool legend behind it. And this is a recreation of the Black Madonna, a dark style drawing. She's over there. She's not actually black, it's just like a style of drawing things in a less light, so to speak. This was also during World War II, when the Polish resistance, the Uprising, was fighting with the Germans. This was the middle ground between exactly what was the German side and what was the resistance side. So to the left was the German, and to the right was the resistance. So all of this area was destroyed during World War II, and they had to rebuild it. So none of this is probably more than about 60 years. It's pretty amazing. All of it was bombed out, just empty shells of buildings. So again, this was all destroyed during World War II. So we have left Old Town, and we're now walking in New Town, but she actually said that it looks identical to Old Town.
Warsaw. Her real name, her maiden name was Maria Skłodowska. Curie was the name
Marie Curie.
of her husband, so that's why she's known in the world as Madame Curie, but she was born Maria Skłodowska, and she was born here in this same house in the late 19th century. She was raised here, she attended schools here.
So this is the monument for the Polish uprising, the Polish resistance to the Nazis.
Of the city, but I wanted to show you this monument because it's extremely important, and it's very tight connected with the history of the old city and the destruction of the city during.
So this statue is called the Monument to the Child of the Uprising. It's pretty cool. That's a cool little astrological clock.
But since it is so hot outside, the temperature is rising very fast. Okay.
Happy for
It's true. Cheers, everybody. Na zdrowie. Never mind.
Guys, just as we are saying it in Poland and in Ukraine, na zdrowie. Oh, you did it quite well.
That's some experience.
But remember that after we go out, let's stick to the shade because, because of the alcohol and the high temperature, it's better to stick to the shade.
So we just finished the free walking tour, and interesting fact about this statue, it's a king from, well, quite a time back, and this was destroyed during World War II, but the statue up there was found on his back in the snow when the Polish people came back after the liberation. And the legend goes that if the sword was facing up, then Poland would be great and rebuild itself. And that's exactly what happened. The reason why he's holding a cross is because when the king put the statue of himself up there, the Catholic Church wasn't happy that he elevated himself to a godlike level. So by putting a cross into his hand, it helps balance that out. Interesting little fact. 360 and back. Yeah? Look. Okay, so here we are at the National Museum of Warsaw, and quite possibly Poland, don't know. But we are going to go check out some really cool exhibits. So we've come across to this building, which is the Pałac Kultury I Nauki, which means the Palace of Culture and Science. We've found out that this building was donated to Warsaw as a gift by Senior Stalin. Joseph Stalin gave this to him, and it's the 60-year anniversary actually. The building is quite large because there is a theater over there, and there is a different theater over there, and as you can see, the entire Ploshchad, or square, is quite large. What I think is interesting is that this, in its heyday was a symbol of communism, and directly across the street you have a giant mall, no bigger symbol of Western democracy and what was the term we wanted to use? Capitalism. Than a giant mall with TJ Maxx and Marks and Spencer and a video game advertisement for Batman and someone else. So, just an interesting kind of mix of old and new. It's you can go up to the top. There's like a couple different tours. We didn't feel like doing it, but it's pretty enjoyable to see nonetheless. I think the architecture kind of reminds me of 1920s New York. I almost feel like I'm staring at the Empire State Building's little brother. So that's kind of cool. But okay, we are going to leave, so check in with you soon from our next destination.
know.
So this is what the castle looked like in 1947. 2 years after the war ended, it was destroyed. What we found out from our tour guide yesterday on the free walking tour is that the local people rebuilt the castle from their own money. The government didn't give them any money to do the rebuilding themselves, as donations. So here we are in the castle, in the Oval Gallery. This has all been rebuilt after World War II. So we understood that a lot of these pieces and artworks and stuff were hidden from the Nazi and Germans, but the building itself was destroyed and rebuilt. Intricate doors. Wow. Babe, cool room. Look at that. And go. And good. So here we are at the, what is the name of this museum? Uprising Museum. And we just found out that it's actually free admission on Sundays, so that was pretty awesome because normally 2 tickets are 36 zloty, 18 each. So we are going to go inside now and check in with you guys from in there. All right. So here is I think that's an RAF bomber. Not exactly sure what model. That's pretty cool. It's not real. I do believe this is a wooden recreation. It's pretty badass though.
Medalik, który był za mną na każdym locie operacyjnym. 71 lotów operacyjnych. I ten medalik zwykły,